here's another close-up video chat with everybody on my Instagram, because why the fuck not? Oh my god, my makeup and everything. Ugh, I'm getting over being sick, so I'm not feeling my best, but I just wanted to get the energy out there, I guess. I don't know, name it. Maybe this will help me in some way. But basically, oh my god, I'm sick. Fuck. There's just a heavy weight on my spirit. I've been experiencing lateral violence since 2023, and there have been moments of pause, and I have continued to persist, but man, the healthcare space, at least in the context of like nursing and allied professionals with where I've been, and maybe I'm like attracting it because I'm not a passive person. I can ruffle feathers and rock the boat because I just naturally am a honest person, and it's like through and through in my bones. So I think I just like rub people the wrong way, but it's just weighing heavy on my spirit at my current workplace, I counted earlier yesterday actually, was it 8 people, and I've only been working in my role for 2 years, and I was a student previously, but in these past 2 or 3 years, I've rubbed 8 people the wrong way, and I'm saying it this way because these 8 separate people have all done and said like just basically like fucked up unprofessional shit to me, and some of these people have done it on several occasions, and because I am just like built the way I am, and I have some degree of pride, I haven't like made a sweat or broke a sweat in front of these people. I just put on a deadpan face and let it appear to be washing over me like water on a duck's back. But when I'm being honest, and at these times, I think about how like just how insidious, whatever you want to call it, like toxicity is. And at this time, I'm still trying to grasp and understand like what this means for me personally, between me and my creator. But yeah, it just is weighing heavy on my heart, and there are just moments where I feel like I want to give up, and I'm not going to. I can't, I won't, but it's just disheartening. You would think in a First Nation specific organization working in the areas that I do, which is like mental health and substance use and addiction, we would treat each other better because we have a grasp of the fucking shit our people and we go through as Indigenous people. And we know like the power of kindness and empathy, and it's like, why can't we extend that to the people in our lives immediately? And why do we get our backs up, and why as humans do we deflect when we feel insecure or threatened? And why as a young professional am I getting fucking bullied and shat on by these people who, some of them have 25, 30, 40, 50 years experience on me? Well, like, what kind of fucking bullshit is that? And what's even more fucked up about that all is that these are people who are like essentially my relatives, because in one way or another we're fucking connected, whether it's through coming from the same clan or coming from the same band. Maybe I'm just speaking really personally here, but I've been thinking about how I can show up on social media more, and this was just on my heart, so here I am 5 minutes in and I'm posting it, and I'm sick, and it's not the most cute or flattering thing. I had my makeup all done really nicely today, and I just am looking like it's the end of the day and I have to wash off my makeup because I don't know if you can tell, I just got a lot of redness on my skin, and that's because I've made it a habit of sleeping in my makeup and it's so bad. So yeah, we'll see what this means, and send me your prayers because I am doing everything I can to stay afloat on top of this bad energy. And I will say what's the most fucked up part of this is that this is even coming from my own family at times. So isn't that wonderful? Absolute sarcasm. This is fucking horrible. And it's just stuff I never talk about because I'm like, ooh, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to bring the vibe down or blah, 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 blah. But then it's just like, this is kind of just my fucking reality right now. So what else can you do? Anyways, on that very positive note, I do genuinely wish everybody a good evening, good weekend, good week, and maybe when things and my heart feels better, I'll come on here and give a positive update, but life is not always positive, so this is just reality, hey? Anyways, goodbye. Okay, maybe just to go into it a bit more, when I was saying that I've been experiencing lateral violence since 2023, it's actually been going on longer than that because it also started when I was in nursing school. Again, for similar reasons, I am just like an opinionated, vocal person, and I just speak up about things. So it's actually been going on longer. And like, to get really personal, I've actually experienced a lot of bullying and abuse all throughout my life. So it's been a lifetime of like dealing with people's egos and bullshit where I am the punching bag. And so I'm just at this point where I'm like, or also in like that last section of the video, I just talked about how like I'm over it and like I want to give up. I'm saying that in the sense of like, my spirit is so heavy with pain and sadness, and me giving up is like just throwing in the flag. Like, I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to work where I'm at anymore. I don't even want to be in this like healthcare system when I'm a fucking victim to lateral violence and bullying and people's unhealed wounds. Because when I've talked about this in counseling and like with my husband, my fiance, it's basically that. It's like, when I come at it from a compassionate perspective, despite like, you know, being on the receiving end of people's shitty behavior, I'm still trying to see a full picture of it. And this is again where my frustration and pain comes from, because I'm like, why the fuck do I keep like reflecting on these things and like wanting to come from a place of empathy and compassion? And I can appreciate where people are coming from, because perhaps the people who are bullying me feel inadequate for whatever reason, or because they have unhealed wounds. Like, yes, there's that. But my frustration is the fact that I'm 2 years technically into my profession, and I have this like degree of awareness and understanding and compassion. And these people who have been in here collectively with their all 8 of them lived experience of like over 100 years, where the fuck is their empathy and compassion? And why the fuck am I getting the short end of this stick? And like, why am I caring? It's fucking crazy, because I'm like, where is these people's like self-awareness and compassion for this? And also like that accountability within my organization to like create a safe workspace. Like, what the actual fuck? This is so frustrating. So yeah, just being really real, really raw. And I just hope that as I continue to grow professionally and find my space and my people, that things will get better for me, because it's really tiring. And like, if I care so much, like one day am I just gonna give up and say fuck it and like become a freaking like, what is it, like a nurse injector or something, and just care about the money? Or am I just gonna retire hella early when my husband finishes his degree and starts making a shit ton of money? Like, what the fuck, dude? This is some bullshit. I was not born to be in such a pitiful place. Like, God, I've been through so much already. I can appreciate how that might sound really egotistical, but if you knew some of my story, I feel like you would get where I'm coming from, because I've overcome a lot throughout my whole life. And it's just like, this is my pain and my frustration right now. And like, yeah, the message about this is just like, we need to show up for ourselves, show empathy and compassion to ourselves, be critical of our own thoughts and feelings. And like, let's all just like figure out how to be kinder human beings to each other, because it's fucking bullshit that people are getting bullied and people are getting stomped on and people's lights are getting squished out because there's people in power or who hold a lot of power regardless of their title, and they're turning off all the lights. They're wasting energy and being bad people, straight up just fucking not nice people. And it's all for ego and like self, like just like for the self. And like I swear I should be done this, but like why I'm also really frustrated about this is because, again, First Nations organization, coming from like, many of us are First Nations working in these organizations. And I've talked to like one of the blessings in my life, although I wasn't given a lot of money and like that like type of like physical like comfort in my life, because I grew up very poor, was really poor for a really long time, didn't have means for much, you know, just kind of like living off like the food bank or not eating at all because I didn't have any money or family support. But one of the riches in my life has been connecting with elders and spiritual leaders, and the ones that I respect the most have like the highest degree of love and compassion. And these are like elders from across Canada, across the globe, from Coast Salish, New Chalnuth, Dunacha, Cree, Dakota, freaking Australia, New Zealand, like Central America, Africa. These people, and also like I've talked to different like Buddhist monks and other like spiritual leaders from like other faiths like Christianity and like Buddhism and stuff like that, Taoism. And yeah, it always just like comes back down to this place of like coming open-hearted and loving and kind. And like in the context of like working in a First Nations health organization, why aren't these people in these different high-powered positions, whether it's like through their title or through the influence they have through the positions they're in? Where's the fucking foundation of kindness for everybody? It's not just like for a close inner circle. From what I've seen from the elders in my life, it's for everybody. And I'm saying, from someone who's receiving the short end of the stick for these people's shitty behavior, I know that some of these people aren't living true to their cultural teachings, which is so fucked up and annoying for me. Again, being on the receiving end. So if I'm on the receiving end of this, there's other people who are also as well. So again, being the vocal voicers person that I am, like I'm talking about it here because it's actually fucking mental. And this is just like a big outlet right now. And maybe some folks here who are watching, thank you, 11 or so minutes in, you hear what I'm saying. But yeah, I will continue on, and life goes on and we persist. Okay.